Hey everyone, every year we anxiously await the announcements about the Social Security changes for the upcoming year. The October CPI announcement is usually tied directly into the average wage index announcement, and that makes it like Christmas morning for me. So now that we know the changes for 2023, I'm going to cover those, and especially those that I think are the most impactful to you. First up, we'll have the big changes from the cost of living adjustment. Now, I've already covered this in another video, so I'll just lightly touch on this. And then we have the changes that stem from the fourth largest increase ever in the average wage index. If you're bummed that you're missing the big cost of living adjustment, you'll like what's happening to the Social Security formula from the average wage index. And then we'll cover things like the earnings limit, the maximum taxable wage base, the average benefits by household and benefit type, and a lot more. So just hang on and we'll jump right in. But before we move on to this, within the next week or so, I'll be updating my Social Security cheat sheet. This is the sheet where I list the earnings limit, the taxation thresholds, reductions and increases for various filing ages, and a lot more. I like to say that this is like getting the most important stuff from the 100,000 page Social Security website, just all condensed to one page. If you're already one of the 60,000 or so on my email list, I'll send this out automatically as soon as I get it updated. And if you're not, you just need to go down, find the link in the description, and download it today. And one last thing, we all know that these changes are just the beginning of the changes to Social Security. Things are going to change in the future, and when they do, I'll be here talking about them. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so when I release a new video, you won't miss it. All right, let's dive into the changes for 2023. As always, there's a lot changing, but not all of it is pertinent for a wide audience. So today, I want to hit the high points of the changes that will likely affect the widest group of individuals. And as new things come up, I'll be covering that as well. So let's recap first what I'll be covering. First up is the cost of living adjustment. Then we'll dive into the changes from the increase in the average wage index, like the big increase to the Social Security benefits formula, the average benefit increase, the amount required for one credit, the increases to the maximum taxable wage base, and finally, the increased earnings limit. So let's get it started with a cost of living adjustment. Now, I've already created a video that covered this in detail, so I don't want to belabor the point here, but simply put, in 2023, you're getting a big raise. This is welcome news since we've had 3 years in the last 13 years where there's been no increase. Thankfully, though, for the past few years, we have seen increases. In 2021, the increase was 1.3%. In 2022, it was 5.9%. For 2023, the increase will be 8.7%, the fourth largest increase ever. Now, before I move on, let me answer one of the big questions that I'm asked all the time. Do you have to be receiving benefits to get the cost of living adjustment? The short answer is no. The Social Security Administration makes this crystal clear in their piece that says you're eligible for cost of living benefit increases starting with the year you turn age 62. This is true even if you don't get benefits until your full retirement age or even age 70. Now, the easy way to remember this is that the first COLA, which will become effective for you, is the one announced in the year you turn 62. Now, I know I say that in just about every video where I talk about the COLA, but I still hear from people who say, I'm going to go ahead and file so I can get the cost of living increase. That's not necessary. If you are 62 or above in the year the COLA is announced, your benefit will increase even if you haven't filed. Now, what's unique about this year's cost of living adjustment is that it won't be offset by a higher Part B Medicare premium. A few weeks ago, we had the announcement that Medicare premiums will be going down in 2023 from $170.10 per month to $164.90. So you'll get the increase of the 8.7% plus a little bit from the reduced Medicare premiums. Also, because of this COLA, we're going to see an increase to the average Social Security benefits. Before the increase, the average across all retired workers was $1,681. After the cost of living increase, that's going to go up to $1,827. For a couple who are both receiving benefits, the average will increase to $2,972. That's just over $35,000 per year from Social Security. And the average payment for a disabled person will increase from $1,364 to $1,483. So now let's move on to the big changes that have come from the average wage index change. The Social Security Administration uses the average wage index as the foundation in calculating a person's Social Security benefit payments. Using this wage data helps to ensure that benefit payments reflect the general rise in the standard of living that's occurred during an individual's working lifetime. In addition to the benefits formula, the average wage index also controls several other pieces of the Social Security system that requires annual recalculations. So things like the earnings limit, the maximum taxable wage base, the maximum family benefit, the amount needed to earn one credit, the old law contribution and benefit based, and that's what's used to determine the minimum Social Security benefit, and then substantial earnings as well for the windfall elimination provision. Then we have the coverage thresholds for domestic and election workers, the amount of substantial gainful activity for disabled individuals. We certainly won't cover all of these today, but it's important to understand just how important the average wage index is to the annual changes in the Social Security system. This year surprised me. I wasn't sure what to expect, but what we got was the fourth largest historical increase to average wages since 1951. And this is going to change things up quite a bit. One of the biggest changes that won't get reported a lot is the increase to the indexing factors and the Social Security formula. Both of these are going to increase. Now, to be clear, this is really only for those who will turn 62 in 2023 or some year after. If you want to take a deeper dive into how a benefit is calculated, which would certainly be helpful for understanding how these two changes will affect you, you need to watch my video, How Social Security Retirement Benefits Are Calculated. That's going to give you the context you need. So the two bend points in the formula for 2022 were $1,024 and $6,172. That will be increasing to $1,115 and $6,721. The next change is the amount required to earn one credit. To qualify for Social Security benefits from your own work, you have to have 40 credits, and you can only earn up to 4 per year. The earnings in 2022 that qualified for one credit was $1,510, and in 2023, that's increasing to $1,640. Now, the next change is one that doesn't affect everyone, but for those who do feel its impact, this one is important. For those turning 62 in 2023, the maximum penalty from the windfall elimination provision will be $557, which is slightly higher than the $512 penalty in 2022. Next, we have the maximum taxable wages. If you make over a certain amount, you don't pay Social Security taxes on the wages over the limit. There is a cap, and typically this cap adjusts every year. For 2022, you pay taxes on the first $147,000, and everything after that was not taxable for Social Security. In 2023, that amount is increasing to $160,200. That means that for a W-2 employee, this represents about an $818 tax increase. The last change is the earnings limit. This is the amount of earnings you can have and collect a Social Security benefit if you're under full retirement age. Generally, this increases every year. In 2021, it was $18,960, and then in 2022, it went up to $19,560, and for 2023, it's going up to $21,240. Now, if you want to learn more about the earnings limit, stay tuned because I plan to cover this in more detail that's going to be specific for 2023 and answer some of the big questions that I'm asked all the time. Now, that's all the points I think that are most important to cover right now, but as new changes are announced, I'll be sure to let you know. But remember, you've got to subscribe and click the notifications bell or you won't know when I release a new video. And also, if this video was helpful, be sure to hit that like button and tell YouTube that it has good value and that others need to see it. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day.